Thank you very much. Great to be here. Thank you for those introductions. Thank you for your welcome. I'm going to start in a very British way with an apology. And an apology about the weather. I'm really sorry that I brought the clouds with me when I came. I live not in London. Everyone assumes if you live in the UK, you must live in London. I actually live next to the Peak District National Park, right in the middle of the UK. Beautiful country, but it's usually cloudy and it quite often rains. Anyway, managing product delivery from the outside in. I'm going to make a little disclosure. This is based on a new talk called Inverting the Pyramid. Now, it sounds like we've got two different things going on here. Some stuff about product delivery, some stuff about organisation. These things are actually very tightly connected. To start with the pain, first of all, many of you have felt you've been in product teams and you felt that you've not actually been supported in your work by the rest of the organisation. Or many of you are working in the agile space and you're trying to do transformation work and so on, and again, you feel that you're not supported by the organisation. Really two sort of symptoms of the same underlying problem. And also, many of their techniques actually apply in both domains. Lean Startup is the perfect proof of that. Lean Startup took the tools of process improvements and organisation improvements from the 20th century, applied some sort of designy, sprinkly magic to them, and turned them into something that was friendly to use, was conceived for the product space, helping you rapidly evolve your products. But the tools are still just as applicable in the organisation space. So when I talk about organisation, don't tune out and wait for me to start talking about product again. Just realise that we're often talking about the same kind of processes. And the same's true when I talk about product. If your comfort zone is agile rather than stuff to do with products, customers, needs, those kind of things, then again realise that the same tools, very easy to transfer from one space to the other. The talk I'm doing tomorrow at Tri-Agile is going to really emphasise that point. So I'm here for 4 days, 4 different events in 4 days. I flew in yesterday from the UK, I spoke last night, Lunch and Learn today, Tri-Agile tomorrow, and then I'm doing a one-day workshop on Friday. So I now describe myself as the founder of Agenda Shift. You can see a number of our corporate partners down there, and these are, by and large, coaching organisations that use the Agenda Shift tools and materials. We have some end-user organisations in there. And we are champions of outcome-oriented change and continuous transformation. Outcome-oriented change as opposed to the traditional, let's design a process and then impose it on everybody. And sadly, that's become the way that Agile is implemented in a lot of organisations too, and I think that's a great shame. I stand with people like Daniel Mesic as people that stand against that kind of approach to change. So that's what I'm about, where I'm coming from. One more thing about myself. My background is very much in development. I was Global Development Manager for Fixed Income Securities at UBS for a while. I left that to be CTO of a late-stage startup, and since leaving that and going into consulting, I've been interim delivery manager on 2 UK government digital projects. Actually, 2 very exciting projects. I was surprised that working in the government space could be as much fun as actually it was. And we borrowed a model from Estonia. And some of what we've learned and what they've learned is being applied in the US here now with your government digital stuff. Very, very cool space to be in if you get the chance to work in some of that. 2 books. The new book is the Agenda Shift book. That came out on LeanPub in May last year. The older book, Kanban from the Inside, that was published in September 14. Kanban from the Inside is much better known. It's been around for a while. Everyone assumes I'm just a Kanban guy, but I do a lot more than just Kanban. Right, feedback loops is where I'm going to start. Little bit abstract, but let's try and make this real for people. Who recognises either of these pictures on the screen? So what's the picture on the left, first of all? That's probably the harder one. Oh, I can't hear actually. Well, it's actually that little triangle circuit. It's called an operational amplifier. When I was in my teens, I was ill. I was off school for several weeks, and I got really bored with being, stuck at home. And my dad, who was studying electronics at the time, helped me build a little amplifier.